What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be looking at some NHL trade rumors from Specters Hockey. Now, hopefully you guys will enjoy this. I'm wearing my Team Canada jersey in support of the Canadian World Juniors. They've won both their games so far against Denmark and Switzerland, so hopefully they will bring home the gold. Cheering for them all day, every day. You know how it is here on Andrew Piluk Hockey. Again, I'm going to be looking at the rumors from Specters Hockey from December 28th. I've got them here on my phone. My laptop's upstairs somewhere. I'm not using it today, but a lot of videos coming up here on the Andrew Piluk Hockey YouTube channel in 2019. Lots of cool stuff coming up. I took this little break over the holidays to spend time with family and friends, so hopefully you guys will understand. Now, I have something that I wanted to mention to you guys that I want to do in 2019 as a video that I want you guys to be a part of. So, basically what it is I want to have everybody who watches the channel into one video, and it doesn't matter where you're from, different countries, whatever. If you want to be a part of it, this is what you would have to do. So basically how you can be included in this video is, I've got it written down what I want you guys to say. So basically say, hey, I'm blank. Let's say your name is John Smith. Hey, I'm John Smith. I'm watching Andrew Piluk Hockey from Brampton, Ontario. And if you're from, obviously say where you're from. So basically, if your name's John Smith, you're from Brampton, Ontario, you just say, hey, I'm John Smith watching Andrew Piluk Hockey from Brampton, Ontario. That's all you got to say, and I'm going to put it in the video. So hopefully you guys will want to be a part of that. You guys can send those submissions if you want to be in it to the Andrew Piluk Sports Gmail account. So I'll put it up on the screen. You send that clip to andrewpiluksports@gmail.com. So hopefully you guys will want to send that in. So let's look at the NHL trade rumors. First, we'll start off with the St. Louis Blues, where Jeff Gordon was talking about the St. Louis Blues if they want to ship out some talent. We've heard about them for a long time, maybe wanting to retool and rebuild sort of idea. We're not sure the direction they want to go, and this could all just be a bunch of random stuff. But at this point, it's at least interesting to see what the Blues are going to do. So he was talking about if the Blues get rid of guys like Pietrangelo, Tarasenko, or Parayko, they must get talent back. And I think that that is something that everybody expects St. Louis to want to do. You're getting rid of arguably a number 1-2 defenseman. You're getting rid of Tarasenko, who's been putting up points and scoring like crazy for this team for years. And Colton Parayko, a guy who could potentially become a mainstay on any team's blue line in the NHL. He could be, the 1-2 guy in a lot of teams. And he's still really young. So basically, there was talk of that, a lot of the names being tossed around by certain people like Puljujarvi from the Oilers, or even the Leafs saying guys like Johansson or Kapanen. Although, let me just put this straight. A lot of people who understand trade value will not suggest that Puljujarvi for a guy like Tarasenko or anything like this makes sense. It's just what the media is saying, bringing up random names that they feel like, oh, this could be part of a trade. We do understand that value has to go back. There's some crazy talk in here saying that the Blues would request Mitch Marner for Pietrangelo. I just don't see how that would be a fair fit. But that is just the type of market that people are you have to understand. Like, teams are not just going to be like, yeah, we'll just take whatever you give us. Like, for Pietrangelo, Tarasenko, Parayko, teams are going to have to give them talent, picks, prospect, roster players, whatever, they're looking for. And if not, they'll just hold on to those guys. They can keep those guys. That's the beauty of the Blues. They actually can keep those guys. They don't have to part with them. If they feel like they want to wait another year to see what they're like next season, which I think they will end up doing that could be something that happens. Teams that could be interested in this article, it's stating that Gordon noted that the Carolina Hurricanes obviously need scoring. We're going to talk about them in a little bit. He thinks that they have to get back Sebastian Aho and Andrei Svechnikov. I don't see how the Hurricanes would want to give up more scoring to get another scorer. This is why I feel like it's going to have to be a really weird trade. I would feel like Carolina would want to give up more of a defensive style of prospect versus getting rid of scoring that they already have. These are just names that he's tossing around. I don't agree with it, but I don't know. That he's just bringing up the fact that the Blues are going to want a lot of talent back if they're going to give up talent. He noted that Tarasenko is second to Washington's Capitals' Alexander Ovechkin. We do know that he's second to him in goals over the past 4+ seasons. So Tarasenko can just score the lights out. So it has to be a heck of a deal to get him away from the Blues. That's understandable. Parayko and Pietrangelo, of course, both right-handed defensemen. You're going to be giving up a ton for them as well. He also feels like they want to get rid of bad contracts that they have, notably Tyler Bozak, who they signed. He has 2 years left at $5 million per. I think that they're already really regretting that. He's maybe not giving them what they expected, but the Blues as a whole haven't really been given what they've, expected from a team standpoint. He says that some teams are interested in Braden Shen as well, so that's something that you'll have to look at as well. So the next thing is the Hurricanes and the Leafs, a bit of a mix there. So Darren Dreger was on TSN's 1050 talking about the Carolina Hurricanes and that the Leafs may still be a trade partner for them in the coming weeks. The Hurricanes, sorry for the noise, there are people here. The Hurricanes GM Don Waddell has talked openly about them needing a scorer, which we've said before. And that team owner Tom Dundon says he doesn't value or covet high-end defense when going into the draft. So they definitely want to unload a defenseman or two, maybe a prospect, whatever, to acquire some scoring. This Carolina team has a good blue line, and if they can grab some forwards, they might be a way different team. And of course, they want to fix the goaltending situation as well. Darren Dreger believes that they'll continue to talk with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he pointed out because they had previous interest in William Nylander that they're probably going to be interested in Kasperi Kapanen, which we've seen before. I don't know how that's going to work. Kapanen may be looking for a bigger deal in this offseason, and maybe the Hurricanes are willing to give him that money. In return, the Leafs would look for a blue liner. I'm not saying that's something that would happen, but it's something to look at if something happens. And Spectres Hockey says here, both sides appear to be slow dancing toward a possible deal in the coming weeks. Then again, perhaps they'll find another option to address their respective needs, because Carolina probably does have a lot of options if they're willing to part with some of their defensemen. Another thing about the Toronto Maple Leafs. On December 22nd, Luke Fox noted that the Toronto Maple Leafs GM Kyle Dubas was basically talking about if he didn't see what he liked from the blue line going into the trade deadline, that he would have to make a move. And basically people are wondering if it's going to be a low-budget depth type of move, or maybe two of those type of moves, just so that way they don't have to overspend, because of the fact that they're going to want some of their young pieces and picks, because they're going to have cheap options, because next year they're going to be a little bit tight to the cap. Basically what the Capitals did with Michael Kempny, who was pretty solid for them, and I even heard about that on Leafs Lunch. We all know Kempny was actually pretty good for the Washington Capitals on their cup run. Basically, some of the names that have been tossed around is Edler from the Canucks. I wouldn't mind him as well, but with the crazy talk of how much he would, how much the Leafs would have to give up for him, I'm not so sure that that's a great option. Jay Bouwmeester, which I thought could be a solid move, they don't figure he'll fetch a lot at the blue line. Nick Cromwell, not too sure if that would be the best option. Nick Jensen or Ben Lovejoy or Mark Mathot. So some low budget type of defenseman that you could acquire, Edler being the best out of those in my opinion, but it might cost too much. Edler's still only 32. He's still a puck-moving defenseman that can eat some minutes, and he would probably be a fit with the Leafs, but you want to know, you never know what Vancouver's thinking. If they want to, make at least a good run towards the playoffs, they might not be interested in moving some pieces. I would think Vancouver would want to move a guy like that, because let's be real here, Vancouver isn't winning the Stanley Cup, and I'm not saying the Leafs or any other team are, but the Leafs, teams like that have a better chance at this point. So those are just some rumors. The NHL trade freeze is over, which is very good. So now we can see some deals happening. And of course, towards the deadline, we'll have more of these rumor videos. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 4,000 subscribers. Hopefully we can hit it by, the next couple days. Probably not, but that'd be really cool if we can at least get towards our goal of 5K very soon. And yeah, hopefully you guys will want to be a part of that video. Again, send your submissions to andrewpiluksports@gmail.com. All you have to say is, hey, whatever your name is, I'm watching Andrew Piluk Hockey from wherever you're from, the city and country. And send that over to andrewpiluksports@gmail.com. And make sure to click that notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. We're going to get going here in 2019. Peace.